Hey everyone, welcome back to another recap podcast from SNXweave, where we give quick weekly recaps of news and important updates from the previous week from the Spartan Council, core contributors, and Ambassador Council. Let's get started. Arbitrum LP and incentives are live. Athena assets should be coming in the next week, and LP is already near $1 million. A blog post was published yesterday detailing the Arbitrum long-term incentive program distribution plan. Approved by ARB governance, this 12-week program aims to attract liquidity providers, stablecoin liquidity, and perps trading activity, distributing 2 million ARB until September 3rd. Check out the post to learn how to participate. The long-term incentive program grant of 2 million ARB will be distributed as follows: 1 million ARB for LP incentives, 900,000 ARB for trading fee rebates, capped at 75% of trading fees paid on Arbitrum, and 100,000 ARB for stablecoin liquidity. As for base, LP appears to be stabilizing around $25 million, but not ramping much further. Yield-bearing collateral like AUSDC may help attract LPs once it's live. The SIP to launch and scale L1 perps is still being finalized for presentation, but it's in the final audit stage and could be live as soon as next month. The proposals to bring governance on-chain are also coming along well, and the next cycle of elections will take place using V3 voting power thanks to SIP 360 for the modular cross-chain election system. SIP 341 will also add an address permission only to execute SCCPs for the initial integration with the election system. And another SIP will propose a safe module that integrates election system NFTs for use with a configurer safe. There was also a SIP presentation last week, so let's review it. It was SIP 393 to launch Degenthetics on Base. Presented by Bert, this SIP proposes adding a new supermarket and pool on V3 on Base to experiment with long-tail experimental assets for perp trading. Given the nature of Synthetics V3 design, Bert explained that we have the ability to create more experimental pools and markets with exposure and risk profiles completely separated from the primary Spartan pool. The V3 design offers an interesting way to test the waters in expanded perps offerings while completely siloing risk, and this SIP aims to take advantage of that functionality. SIP 393 proposes an initial set of listings, including MAGA, Arrow, MAGA Bowden Ratio, Prime, Bowden, and Velo. OI caps will be set in an SCCP later and will be dependent on a stable price feed being available. There was some discussion on whether the feed should be specified in the SIP. All of the proposed listings, with the exception of Velo, currently have a feed. But Caleb suggested adding language to the SIP clarifying that listing is contingent upon a price feed being available. Bert mentioned from an integrator perspective that while the exact roadmap for implementation is not clear yet, he believes it's okay to vote on the SIP now while the details are hashed out. The likely plan will be to get a short-term solution spun up relatively quickly, within weeks, with the downside being some UX headaches for users while a cleaner, longer-term solution is being developed. Caleb added that he is generally concerned about the possibility for manipulation with these low-cap markets, but thinks strict OI caps can help avoid some of those issues. Cav pointed out that the protocol also has the asymmetric funding mechanism as another lever at its disposal, which would allow the protocol to test whether these types of listings could generate enough fees to entice LPs. Caleb responded saying it's important to strike the right balance. Too restrictive and traders will not use the product. Too relaxed and there will not be sufficient incentive to attract LPs. Voting was open for this SIP and there are 5 votes in favor so far. And that's it for today's updates. Be sure to check out our weekly recap blog post, share this podcast link, and let us know what you think and what you'd like to hear more about from SNXweave. Thanks for listening.